Hello and welcome to today's American Nurses Credentialing Center's webinar, Summer 2022, on ANCC Certification Renewal Requirements. I'm Lourdes Carriega, Senior Certification Outreach Specialist for the ANCC APRN Initiative and Certification Outreach Team. Our goal for today's webinar is to help you get the most reliable information and available resources to help you understand ANCC certification renewal requirements. ANCC certification is renewed every 5 years to provide evidence of the expansion of professional knowledge and evidence of continued competence in your certification specialty. Joining me here today are my wonderful colleagues from ANA and ANCC who will now be introducing themselves to you. We will start with Dr. Sean DeGarmo. Sean?
Thank you, Lourdes. Good afternoon. And I want to thank you all for joining us, and I would like to welcome you all to this exciting webinar where we will help get you all through a great lineup of presenters who will support you in the certification renewal requirements. Please feel free to reach out to us at any point in time should you have any questions, and this will be going up on our website. Thank you very much. And to you, Caitlin.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sean DeGarmo. Hi, my name is Caitlin. I'm the Outreach Specialist with the team. Later on in today's presentation, we'll be going over one of our newest websites, the Advanced Practice Initiatives page, as well as social media and current promo codes that are taking place. Lynn?
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Lynn Newberry, and I'm the Education and Outreach Program Manager, and I work with the supporting organizations that are on the Magnet and Pathway to Excellence program journey. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and I'm going to turn it over to Tracy.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Lynn. My name is Tracy Getzelman, and I'm the Senior Operations Manager for Products and Services in our Measurement Services Department at ANCC. Measurement Services is the department that creates all the certifications that you are taking with our subject matter experts, as well as some other products that we hope are helpful for you in your certification journey. Later on, I'll be discussing some volunteer opportunities we have and a product that we think could be helpful for you. Thank you so much for the time today. I'll pass it to Rosemary now.
Thank you, Tracy. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rosemary Bryson. I'm one of the Senior Nurse Registrars at ANCC, the Certification Registration Department. I'm excited today about this new webinar to go over the renewal requirements with you and to answer any of your questions. Thank you for joining us, and I'll turn it over to Anna.
Thank you so much, Rosemary. Hello, everyone. My name is Anna Liebeck, and I am the APRN Education Program Specialist and Nurse Planner for the ANA Enterprise Education Resource area, and I'm hoping to answer any questions you may have. Thank you. Passing it over to Eric.
Thanks, Anna. My name is Eric Oyen. I'm the Membership Marketing Program Manager at the American Nurses Association. And a little later on, I'm going to be talking to you about some of the benefits of ANA membership, as well as answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, everyone. I'm going to now move to the next slide of the presentation, talking about the mission of the American Nurses Credentialing Center. ANCC is a subsidiary of the American Nurses Association. ANCC's mission is to promote excellence in nursing and healthcare globally through our credentialing programs. ANCC's internationally renowned credentialing programs certify and recognize individual nurses in specialty practice areas for over 40 years. ANCC has a total of 46 certification programs launched and 29 of which is retired. What we have, the next slide, that would show all the active certification programs that are currently available for initial certification applications and renewals. We have 5 advanced practice nursing certifications consisting of the 4 nurse practitioner programs that we have, the Family NP, Adult Gerontology Primary Care NP, Adult Gerontology Acute Care Nurse Practitioner, and the psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. One clinical nurse specialty program that we have is the adult gerontology CNS. And of course, our 12 specialty certification programs, which are all listed in this slide. Upon meeting eligibility requirements for all your certification applications, whether it's APRN or specialty, and passing the certification exam, you are going to receive the credential with the board-certified credential after each initial of the specialty or the APRN. So they're all listed on the slide deck if you wanted to take a look at what it would be receiving, what you would be receiving after a certification eligibility requirement has been made and passing the certification exam. So I'm now going to pass it on to Rosemary, who will talk about the renewal process.
Thank you, Lourdes, for that lead-in to the main topic of discussion of our renewal requirement webinar, and that is going over the renewal process. Just in case we have some latecomers join the webinar, my name is Rosemary Bryson. I'm a Senior Nurse Registrar at the Certification Registration Department at ANCC. And as I indicated a moment ago, I'll be discussing the renewal process. ANCC certifications, as Lourdes alluded to moments ago, are 5-year certifications. They provide evidence of expansion of professional knowledge and evidence of continued competency in your certification specialty. Evidence of that continual learning and competencies can be demonstrated by completing activities in various professional development and practice activities that we'll discuss in a moment. The certification renewal requirement promotes lifelong learning, and ANCC provides you with 8 different options to renew your certification. What are the renewal requirements? There are 2 portions required of you to fulfill the requirement to renew your certification. The mandatory portion is for all certifications, the Advanced Practice Registered Nurse and the Specialty Certification. You will be required to submit 75 continued education hours related to your certification specialty. For the Advanced Practice Registered Nurse, 25 of those 75 hours would need to be in pharmacotherapeutic content. The second portion required to fulfill the requirements to renew your certification is to select one or more of the 8 renewal categories that you'll see on the page there. Keep in mind, all 8 categories are optional, so you can decide which one of the 8 you wish to select. I'm going to go over these categories with you in a little more detail. Renewal Category 1 that you see on the slide is submitting an additional 75 continued education hours. And I have a special slide that I will go over here next, detailing that category. Renewal Category 2 is titled Academic Credits. For that requirement, you need to have completed 5 semester credits or 6 quarter credits of academic course during the 5-year renewal period. And of course, those courses and the content needs to be applicable to your certification specialty. And then we have Renewal Category 3, presentations. 1 or more presentations during a 5-year renewal period, totaling 5 clock hours, would meet this renewal requirement. Keep in mind, time preparing for the presentation is not included in the 5 clock hours. Then we have Renewal Category 4. It's a combination category. 1 is titled Evidence-Based Practice or Quality Improvement Project, Publication or Research. For the EBI-QI project, you need to complete 1 project that demonstrates use of problem-solving approach. For the publication, 1 article published in a peer-reviewed journal or a book chapter, or 5 different articles published in a non-peer-reviewed journal, or you're a primary author of content related to your certification specialty. And lastly, for this category is research. An institutional review board, IRB, research project, or a completed dissertation or thesis, or your doctoral project related to your certification specialty. Then we'll move on to Renewal Category 5, which is preceptor hours. For this category, during the 5-year renewal period, you need to have completed 120 hours, and that's you're precepting a student in an academic program. related to your specialty certification or your APRN specialty certification. Or you can provide clinical supervision to clinicians in a formal fellowship, residency, or internship program related to your specialty certification or your advanced practice registered nurse certification. Then we have Renewal Category 6, which is titled Professional Service. This particular category is a volunteer renewal category. It doesn't relate to you practicing in your profession. So for this category, you have to have 2 or more consecutive years of volunteer service during the 5-year renewal period with an international, national, state, or local health care related organization, and accepted volunteer activities including serving on a board of directors, a committee, an editorial board, a review board, a task force, and even part of a medical mission. Then we have a Renewal Category 7, that's practice hours. In this category, for you to meet the requirement, you have to have completed a minimum of 1,000 practice hours, same as work hours related to your specialty. That means you're working 1,000 hours within the 5-year period related to your specialty. Keep in mind, practice hours are optional. It is not required anymore, and all of these categories that I'm going over are optional. If you do not have the requirement for practice hours, you're a faculty working in academia and you want to maintain your certification, you can choose one of the other renewal categories. And then the last renewal category is Category 8, the test or examination, if it's available. For this category, you will sit for the certification exam to renew your certification. This option is not available for the retired certification, and when you'll see the other slides, there will be a section that indicates portfolio for this category. We no longer offer the portfolio any longer. So let's go over Renewal Category 1. And I'm going to go over this in a little detail because there's been some changes in regards to the requirement of this renewal category. This is the renewal category in which you're choosing to select to submit an additional 75 hours of continuing education. I want to reiterate, this is optional. You do not have to choose this renewal category. You can choose one of the other categories. But I wanted to go over this one in particular because there's been some updates related to this requirement. So in this category, you would submit 75 additional CEs, all related to the certification role and specialty that you're certified in. Of the 75 CEs, 60 of them must be formally approved continuing education hours. And formally approved continuing education hours are outlined by one or more of the below categories. Continuing nursing education, approved for nursing contact hours by an accredited provider or approver of CNE. Then there's the CME, the continuing medical education, approved for AMA PROG Category 1 credit. And then lastly, we have the continuing education hours approved through the joint accreditation of interpersonal education. And there's a link there that you can select that will give you a list of those creditors. Other healthcare disciplines that you can review and go over for applicable CEs to your certification is dietitian, social work, respiratory therapy, occupational therapy, and so forth. Repeat courses are not accepted for certification renewal. You may claim credit for a specific course only one time, even if you've taken the course multiple times during the past 5 years. So please keep that in mind. The hours achieved for academic coursework that are applicable to your certification specialty can be converted to contact hours. So if you're not going to select Renewal Category 2, academic credit, maybe you don't meet that category, you don't have the 5 semester hours or the 6 quarter credit hours, you can convert those credits into continuing education hours. And there's a table there for you that outlines those hours and how to do the conversion. And lastly, I just want to talk about how you maintain your professional development as you're completing your continuing education hours throughout the 5-year period. We do have available online. All the certifying participants have a My Account online where you can track your professional development as you go along. We do recommend, it's very important throughout the 5-year period, as you're completing your continuing education and your professional development, that you document that as you go along, that you don't wait until it's close time for you to renew your certification. It would cause less anxiety if you keep track of it as you go along. You will track your professional development through your My Account, as I indicated earlier, through our website at www.nursingworld.org. And I'll show you here how you actually do that. Give me a second. Okay, you should be able to see the home page of our website. This is www.nursingworld.org. And I'll show you how you get into your account. This is the main banner of the website. You'll see ANA Enterprise, ANA, ANCC Foundation and Resources. Go all the way over to the right side of the banner till you see this icon of a person. You will click on that icon, and it will toggle you over to you logging into your account. Your username should be associated with the email address that's associated with your account. If you've forgotten your username or your password, you can call our 1-800 number, and they will actually be able to reset your account. So I'm going to log into a dummy account. Give me 1 minute. I think I've gotten the wrong email address there. And as I indicated earlier, if you've forgotten your email address or your password, you can call our 1-800 number, and they will update it for you. Okay, give that a second. Okay, now you'll see at the front of the page there, it says My Account. So keep in mind, this is a test account. It'll have some verbiage in there that doesn't look correct, but this is a test account. This will populate when you log in. On the left-hand side of your account, you'll see some options available to you. And what we're going to look at here is professional development. Okay, and this is the professional development tracking page for you. It gives you a little information here, how to keep up with your professional development, how many entries you can put in to your tracker. And I want to show you each section of the tracker. I went over each renewal category. I talked about continuing education, academic credit, and I'm going to show you how you log those in. So as you go along here, you'll just see each section. It says continuing education. And then there's a little plus sign here where you will indicate, I want to add some additional continuing education. So as you're going through your 5-year renewal period, you're completing your continuing education hours, here is where you would go to add the information. For continuing education, you'll just put the subject, the provider, a description. For the advanced practice registered nurse, if any of the content of your continuing education is pharmacotherapeutic, you would separate that and put the pharmacy hours here, as I'm indicating by putting 10. And then you would indicate the date that you completed the CEs and you would submit it. That's the academic or the continuing education. And then I'm just going to scroll down to the next tab, and this is the academic credits tab. Okay, if you completed any academic credits during the 5-year period, you will open that tab and add in the academic credit information. The subject matter for the academic credit will be the course title. Make sure you're using the course title. You can even use the course number. You will put the sponsor as the academic institution in which you completed the course, the date that you completed the course, and how many credits you were awarded. That's how you would log in your academic credit. And then you just keep scrolling down till you get the next section of your tracker. And this is the presentation tab. For your presentation, you would do the topic matter of the course. Who are you presenting to? It could be providers. It can be faculty. You would put the audience there, the date, and the audience in which you present it. So that might be a duplication. But that's how you log in your presentation information. And then we have the Publication and Research tab. And as I indicated earlier, there were 3 or 4 different variabilities of that area. Here's the publication. You put in the title, the content, the sponsor, and the date. There's the Preceptorship tab. And here you'll put the name of the academic institution that the student that you're precepting in is attending, the name of the academic institution. And then there's a drop-down box here for the type of student. Is it a clinical nurse specialist? Is it a nurse practitioner? This not listed generally is if it's a physician assistant or someone else that's not titled here that you would identify as not listed. But you would need to select one of those options. And then you'll put the date and how many hours that you precepted during that 5-year period. And then lastly, in this tracker is the Professional Services tab that we talked about. Any volunteer work that you might have been involved in. You put the name of the organization, the type of service, the dates in which you were part of that volunteer organization, and you submit and add that in. What you don't see as an option here is practice hours and the exam. Those 2 options will be available to you when you open your online renewal application and submit your options for renewal. So your professional development tracker will not have the option to select for practice hours or the exam. And before I complete my presentation, I just want to show you where you would locate our new renewal requirements handbook for easy reference. This format is a little different than what you probably are seeing on your site, but you would go to the Certification tab, and when you select Certification, you'll see Renewal Requirements. Okay, and then the Renewal Requirement or Renew Your Certification page will populate, and you'll see here it does identify the various renewal requirements we went over. Here's our little logo that tells you how to renew. And here is what are the renewal requirements. And here's the handbook. You just click on download the handbook. And this is our newest version. This is the January 1, 2022 version. So make sure when you're selecting your requirement and you're looking at what the requirement eligibility are, that you're looking at the newest requirement handbook, January 1, 2022. And it gives you an overview of the categories and the renewal requirements that I went over today. Now I'll turn it over to my colleague, Lourdes, who will talk about Success Pays. Lourdes?
And Lourdes, if you want to start with how the Success Pays program starts with getting the signed agreement from the partnership, that would be great.
Oh, thank you, Caitlin. I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was on mute. I was talking on the line. But thank you so much, Rosemary, for sharing with us all the meaningful ways and the variety of options that are available for us to maintain and renew our ANC certifications. I just want to go over with everyone the available resources that ANCC has extended that support initial certification as well as certification renewals. ANCC launched SuccessBased Program in 2013 to assist organizations in getting their nurses certified with no financial risk. SuccessBased offers quadruple benefits: partnership, support, diversity of options, and zero financial risk. Our partnership requires a signed agreement between the organization and ANCC to promote nursing excellence to certification among clinicians. A minimum order requirement is set at the start of the agreement. Support increases certified nurses within the organization without having the nurses pay out of pocket. Our support also consists of all the available resources for certification preps and pre-study aids that are helpful for clinicians to prepare for the certification examination. The diversity of options include the 17 active certification programs that are covered under the SuccessBased Program. And, all your clinicians are given the opportunity to select whichever meaningful certification they prefer to pursue for the certification journey. And, of course, under the SuccessBased Program, there are 0 financial risks involved. There is a maximum of 2 opportunities to achieve certification, and the organization only pays for those who pass. If you want to learn more about how SuccessBased can support you, your peers, and your organization, please contact us at successbased@ana.org, and our team would be more than happy to assist you. Thank you. Now I hand this over to, is it Maliki, who's going to be talking about volunteer opportunities?
I actually will take that, Lourdes. Hi, everyone. This is Tracy Getzelman again. And just here to give you an opportunity to learn about our volunteer opportunities that we have through ANCC. We have a variety of opportunities for you to be engaged with the development of our certifications. And below are the requirements that we have to qualify. So you need to spend at least 50% of your professional time engaged in practice in the role, population, and specialty of the certification area to which you're interested, and hold an active ANCC certification in your field of practice. And the last requirement is hold an unencumbered license to practice. So if you're interested, there's a link there that we can also pop in the chat for you to see our latest openings. And you have an opportunity to gain invaluable experience and make a difference in the profession that you practice in. We actually have an event, a program occurring next week where we're bringing item writers from a variety of our specialties to Atlanta to have an item writing retreat so we can bulk up our item bank. And so that's just one example of the different type of opportunities you have to engage with other people in the profession and also to further develop your skills. So if you have any questions, you can pop them in the chat or you can email us directly at ancccvolunteer@ana.org. And the other piece of information I wanted to share with you is ANCC Measurement Services is offering test writing webinars. These are webinars that are focused to help nurse educators hone and refresh your skills. It's a 2-hour online session that provides key concepts that cover question writing techniques and best practices, exam blueprints, different question types, assessing different levels of knowledge, bias culture, mental health, and stereotypes in question writing, adding development and review checklists. And that's just a couple of examples. We host these quarterly for webinars, so you can find it on our registration site right there. If you're looking for something a little bit more interactive for your staff directly, we are happy to provide a test writing workshop directly for your staff, or any type of population that you think would make sense to be receiving this type of education. You can email us at msconsulting@ana.org. We offer a variety of ways to do this. We can do it virtually, we can do it on site, we can do it over the course of one day or multiple days. Really, whatever would work best for you works best for us. And we just want to provide any opportunity we can to support you in the work that you do. Again, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out. And I will now pass it to Lynn.
Thank you, Tracy. The ANCC programs are proud to be part of the ANA enterprise to lead excellence in practice and ensure that policy leaders, industry influencers, and employers around the country recognize the nurse's voice and vision. Collectively, our mission is to work together toward a healthy world through the power of nursing. The ANCC portfolio of credentialing programs include the following: the Magnet Recognition Program, which credentials organizations that demonstrate innovation and superior outcomes, showing how nursing excellence leads to high-quality patient care. The Pathway to Excellence program, which recognizes organizations that demonstrate a commitment to creating and sustaining positive practice environments that support, engage, empower, and safeguard the well-being of nurses. The Accreditation program, which recognizes the importance of high-quality, continuing nursing education, interprofessional continuing education, and transition to practice programs. The ANCC's accreditation program umbrella, which includes NCPD, joint accreditation, and the practice transition accreditation program. The certification program, which validates nurses' specialty knowledge and certification, certifies individual nurses, and this is the 17 board certified certifications that you've heard about today in specialty or advanced practice areas. Next slide. I would like to share with you the credentialing framework for nursing excellence for the ANCC, which underscores this interconnectedness of ANCC's programs and how they coalesce to create a culture of excellence and support exceptional nursing practice. This framework features 4 key concepts that resonate in all ANCC credentialing programs. Foster interprofessional collaboration. As healthcare organizations become more results-driven, professional development is evolving to engage and empower all members of the healthcare team in outcomes-driven learning and development. Advanced professional practice. To advance professional practice, nurses must dedicate themselves to continuous career-long learning. Nurses can commit to advancing their professional practice by becoming certified as a specialty and or advanced practice registered nurse. Sustaining a culture of excellence. To enable a culture of sustained excellence, organizations must develop strong structures, processes, and outcomes. It's essential to create practice environments that safeguard the well-being of nurses, make them feel supported, and give them a voice. When leaders successfully align their strategic goals with their commitment to create positive practice environment for nursing, the entire organization benefits. And lastly, empower engagement. When nurses feel empowered and cared for, their job satisfaction, engagement, and loyalty increase, leading to improved patient outcomes and the patient experience. The ANCC framework for nursing excellence will ensure that we continue to set forth the standard for credentialing distinction and inspire confidence among healthcare professionals and organizations worldwide. Next slide. This is the Pathway to Excellence framework, which depicts the 6 standards that are essential elements in developing a positive practice environment for nursing across a variety of healthcare settings, including acute care, long-term care, and ambulatory. Pathway Standard 6.6, the element of performance, describe how the organization supports direct care nurses to pursue specialty certification. The intent of this element of performance is that organizations recognize certification validates clinical competence and specialized knowledge. They support and invest in direct care nurses pursuing certification to elevate their knowledge in a specialty area. To find more about the Pathway to Excellence program, visit us at nursingworld.org/pathway and ask your organization if they utilize the Success Pays program. Next slide. The Magnet Recognition Program and Structural Empowerment, solid structures and processes developed by influential leaders provide an innovative approach where professional practice flourish and where the mission, vision, and values come to life to achieve the outcomes believed that are so important for the organization. Furthering strengthening the practice are the strong relationships and partnerships that are developed among the types of community organizations to improve patient outcomes and the health of the communities they serve. This is through the accomplishments of this organization's structure and processes through their strategic plan, systems, policies, and programs. we recognize that staff need to be developed, directed, and empowered to find the best way to accomplish the organizational goals and achieve desired outcomes. And this may be accomplished through a variety of structures and processes. One size does not fit all. Looking at source of evidence, Structural Empowerment 3, provide a narrative description of the organization's actions for the registered nurse's progress towards obtaining professional board certification. This source of evidence recognizes that certification validates clinical competence and specialized knowledge. Magnet organizations support and invest in nurses pursuing certification to elevate their knowledge in a specialty area. For more information about the Magnet Recognition Program, visit us at nursingworld.org/magnet and ask your organization if they're interested in utilizing the Success Pays program. And I'll turn it over to you, Caitlin.
Thank you so much, Lynn. Next, we will be going over the slide pertaining to our Advanced Practice Initiatives page. This is actually one of the newer pages on the website, and it's broken down into 4 different domains where we have content available for practicing APRNs, APRN students, prospective APRNs, and APRN faculty. So be sure to visit that page for resources to help you within your APRN professional and academic journey, as well as information pertaining to promo codes, joining us on Facebook, and so forth.